We are back. We are back. Excuse me. We are back, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, Keisha, Joy, Tammy, Tracy, Kendrick. God bless you, brother. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. TK, Dion, Sheila, Karen, Tina, X Style. Hey, Miss Terry, happy birthday again. Shirley, Pamela, Jocelyn Londa. All right, let's jump in. So, yesterday, I gave you a homework assignment. Now, I'm not going to give you a check mark or bonus points for doing your homework. The homework was for your benefit. It wasn't for me. The homework was for your benefit. It wasn't for me, right? So, how do you think when you, if you had time to analyze people in three categories: blue chips, dollar stocks or penny stocks, or junk bonds? Do you think you had more blue chips, dollar stocks, or junk bonds? Just a question. Now, to be clear, you're going to have all these people in your life. Okay, you're going to have blue chips, which are good, prosperous stocks that are good for you. You're going to have penny stocks, which are people with good potential, and you're going to have junk bonds. Now, here's what you must master. You must make a conscious decision of who you're going to give your time to. Not everyone you give your time to can help you. I'm saying it again. Not everyone who you give your time to can help you. So there is a time where you have to invest in someone who cannot invest in you. But you cannot spend your life doing that. And there's times and seasons for everything under the sun. So as you matriculate through life, you have to know what season you're in to position yourself to where there'll be a time when you can do more investing in people once you've gotten yourself to a certain place. Okay. I'm on page 126, y'all. We talked about yesterday, and I'm going to continue there. Time is the capital that God has given us to invest. People are the stocks in which we are to invest our time, whether they're blue chips or penny stocks or even junk bonds. Where you invest your time reveals what's important to you. Where you invest your time identifies what's important to you. Where you invest your time determines what's important to you. We have families that I know who spend a lot of time with their children in activities or sports or dance or music. It's important. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Or school, whatever it is. But where you spend your time is an indicator of where your heart is, what's important to you. There are 168 hours in each week. The average person will spend about 56 hours sleeping, about 24 hours in eating and personal hygiene, about 50 hours of those working or traveling to work. That means there are only 35 hours a week of discretionary time left over. That's about 5 hours per day. Question, where are you investing those hours? Now, here's my question I had to really holler at y'all about. If I were to follow you around and observe for those 5 hours, after 10 days, I can tell you what's most important in your life. So here's the question. If I followed you for 10 days, where would you take me to? If I followed you for 10 days, where would I go? What would I be better at? What would be the focus I would see in your life if I followed you for 10 days? What would I see? What's your direction? What is the consistent thing that you do that I can learn from you? Here's another question. This might be a little too deep. Y'all ready? If I followed you for 10 days, would you get me closer to God? If I followed you for 10 days, would I get closer to God? Okay. I'm gonna go there. If I follow you for 10 days, would I even know that you follow God? I'm going even deeper than that. If God made you responsible for telling people about him, would God be in trouble? If God made you responsible for letting people know about him, would he be in trouble? Now, I'm not asking these questions to beat you up or to hurt your feelings. I'm asking you questions because time is something we don't control. It's how we manage it. So how are you managing the time God has given you? God calls us a steward. The word steward means I temporarily control or manage something that does not belong to me. How are you stewarding your time? How are you managing your time? How are you managing your money? How are you managing your body? How are you managing your job? How are you managing your marriage? How are you managing your kids? How are you managing your life? I don't have all the boxes checked. So let's start there. So I don't want you to feel some kind of way. How we manage, improve, and get better at things is how we take our selves to the next level. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. The Bible says, he who is faithful over little things, he'll make ruler over the big things. So how you manage, invest your time, that's why the Bible says, redeem the time, for the days are evil. Redeem the time. Maximize the time. Go after it. So when I see things that are not working a certain fashion, I try to really hone in on that, because I know our time is not promised to us. So we have to make certain moves to get to where we want to get to, if that makes sense. So the question I go back to, my brothers and my sisters, where are you going? What are you doing? If I followed you, would I know your direction? Would I know the course? Is there a consistent habit? Is there a consistent trend? What would I get better at following you? If I followed you, what would I get better at? We ask these questions because it helps us key in on how we get to the next level. If you want to get to the next level, do you have standards? Who sets your standards? See, if you want life on another level, you have to finite or identify the waste. This guy, Elon Musk, okay? Elon Musk. He just bought Twitter, okay? He just bought Twitter. He fired like 40, 50% of the people, and then some people left. And he says, before we move forward, I want you to commit to what we're going to do. And you're going to work more hours. You'll get paid. You'll get paid. But you're going to work more hours because we got to shift. Most people left. Most people left. But we can't say the brother's not successful. He was one of the founders of PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX. Everything he touches has been successful. So when he comes in and makes some shifts, you may not like it, but he has a track record of being successful. He says we have to reinvest our time here to catch up. So if you're behind in life, you don't have discretionary time. You try to catch up. How's your retirement account set? Are your kids' college paid for? Is your retirement set? Do you have an emergency fund? What are you doing? What you going on vacation for? You can't go on vacation right now. There was many years we didn't do vacation because we were trying to get somewhere. We took our discretionary time and invested it. Charmaine had 3 jobs. I had 2 jobs. We had 5 jobs combined and a child, a baby. But we were in a season where we're trying to get somewhere. And we committed that this is what we got to do. All our discretionary time at this time of our life has to be reinvested to catch up. We went through bankruptcy and foreclosure. We went through a lot. So in that season, I said we got to do more to catch up to where we used to be. It's just it's a momentary it's a light sacrifice to catch up in life. And sometimes in life you have to catch up. We make mistakes, we fall back. Things didn't work out the way we planned. So what you got to do? You got to do double time for a season to catch up, and you can do it. But a pity party ain't gonna help it. So based on where you are, is how you invest your time. So the question I ask you as I leave, if someone followed you, where would they get to? Well, I love y'all. Just a little word for the day. I pray you have a tremendous day. Remember this, if you want something different, you won't have to do something different. But if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Remember, change begins with you. I love you. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye-bye, everybody.